Hey everybody. Yeah, we're still didn't start this npm start. Um, so we're still working on this stuff on validation, and we are getting close. And definitely got some neat stuff working from the there we go. Basically, I'm getting the validation text is coming all the way from the validation service through multiple layers of abstraction. Um, and then there was a couple of things. So yesterday I changed the name from kind of being, I can't remember what that's called, where you have dashes in the middle, to being, I believe this is called Pascal case. I think camel case is when you have a capital I like that, and then Pascal case is like that. Which to me, I always thought it was camel case because I guess it makes sense because the head on a camel would be up here. So this would be like its head, and this would be like the first hump, and this would be the second hump. But this, I believe, this is Pascal case. But what I had before was a different case where I had like a dash in there. And there are some situations where it's kind of awkward to use dashes because dash is actually a minus sign, and so it can make it hard for it can make it impossible for in some situations where the parser would be able to figure out exactly what it was trying to get, but the parser would break down, tokenize the pieces, and it can't figure out, are you trying to make a left token minus a right token, or are you trying to create a string of a token that's just like one continuous string? So camel case works a little better, even though for some reason it's a standard all over the place to have tokens with the dash in there. So I think it is a little easier to read dashes than that, and maybe that's why that is. But for me, it wasn't worth it. But I did bemoan the fact that I went into my interface and I changed this from that to, let's say, let's say for example I did this, and now it breaks all over the place, which is ideal, but it doesn't break here, and I would like it to break there too. If I do try to change it, I don't want to have to try to mentally remember, oh yeah, and then there's this one place. So I was thinking about how to make that happen, and I think what I want to do, and this is a bit goofy, and I think this is a personal project, so this is a great time to try goofy stuff. But I'm going to create a function called ensure type, and this ensure type, and I'm going to call it ensure validation type. And what it's going to take is a validation, a string of type, no, a validation type, uh, validation token, and it is a validation types, and it's going to return a validation types. And literally all it's going to do is return validation token. So basically, the only reason this exists, okay, so I'm going to get rid of this comment here because I don't think I need it anymore. And I'm going to say the reason this is to ensure the validation type. And then basically I'm going to say, I think I can do this dot ensure validation type. And then let's, for the moment of truth, because I was just imagining this yesterday, hit save. And now go back over here, and yeah, that's broken. And that's exactly what we want. We want that to show up broken if we were to change this validation type for whatever reason. Um, and I think that's a good idea. And I think we are at 5 minutes, so this is pretty good place to stop. But as I do, I'm not going to because it's 5 minutes. Um, so the next thing that I wanted to do was in here. I wanted to um, be able to use um, a a a control a component here, and basically I just want the component to take this invalid positive float and then be able to just um, print that out. So basically, I would want it to use my validation error. See, here's a good example where, for some reason, adding dashes was the right way to go. And so validation error component with let's see, error type is equal to right, and so basically that would be that. Now it is very tempting, truly tempting, to then like sort of somehow also have this logic kind of handled inside of my new component. But I don't know. I like knowing what's going on in the template. So like, and I don't know if I know. Like, I don't know if I care about what the details of how you get a validation. Like this validation service get value. I don't care to know the details of how this happens, like how this text gets generated, but I do care to know the details of why an error shows up or doesn't show up in general. Um, Now I could see like if this was like a loop and I was just looping through all of the components and generating um, generating just a bunch like a super form component kind of thing that does all of handles everything. All I do is tell it that this is a form group, a fog density, and it just handles everything. If I was trying to set something like that up, then I could see just kind of swallowing up this logic in there. But the way I've done it here, I'd rather know why. So that is for tomorrow. Tomorrow. I hope everyone's doing well. I feel a little under the weather. I actually feel great when I'm sitting doing nothing and I could sleep. Believe I could probably sleep all day long, which is rare for me. I literally went like 20 years of my life only not being able to sleep more than 3 or 4 hours a night. Um, Now I generally wake up after 7 or 8 hours, but like right now, I think I could sleep 20 hours a day, and I feel pretty good while I'm sitting. But like my thighs and stuff hurt while are a bit sore when I'm walking around, and I get a little feverish if I move around too much. But if I just sit and think and stuff like that, everything's great. So I don't know. I don't know if this is just some little virus going around or something like that, or a little infection of some sort. But yeah, but all in all, everything is fantastic. Um, Everyone, we are at 8 minutes and 43 seconds, so that's very good. This is actually an AM thing. I've trying to maybe on some days I work from home and some days I work at work, and I usually try to work like 7 to 3 when I work to work because I'm trying to beat traffic in. Because like I don't know if you've ever been in the ATL at like 9 in the morning and 8 in the morning, but it is literally very dangerous to drive down our major highway systems at those times of the day because you get a pretty crazy mix of like big semi trucks, like local big vans and trucks that are doing local deliveries, tourists driving through either from usually heading from like up north somewhere down into Florida, and then daily commuters. You get that mix of people, and our highway systems are little, the signs and all that are pretty darn confusing. Um, so that is, so I try to get in before all of that mayhem starts, because of the danger portions of it, and then I drive home, 8 hours later. But like I decided, oh, when I go work from home, I can actually do all this stuff before work and work 9 to 5 and kind of be more synced up with my boss because he works 9 to 5 typically. So so I think these morning videos are going to be a little bit more succinct and probably better. But anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.